What's up, everyone? So in this video, we're going to go through the restrict binge cycle. Hope you're ready for it. The restrict binge cycle is something that affects a lot of people deeply. And if they do not solve the issue, they end up just going in circles with their health and fitness. So have you ever told yourself you'll be good with food all week, only to find yourself binging or overeating on the weekend? First of all, you're not alone, and this is quite a common pattern in people. It can feel lonely, and it can feel like you're the only one that suffers at times. The restrict binge cycle starts with restriction. So you start to cut your calories too low. You avoid bad foods, and we're going to talk about that label later. And then you create all these rules in your diet about these foods that you can't eat. So I can't eat this. This is banned from my diet. And when we do this, it normally builds this deprivation. So cravings start to get stronger when we ban foods and we create rules. And I always use the example of a pink elephant. If I didn't put a pink elephant and talk about a pink elephant right now, it wouldn't be top of your mind. But when you start to ban all these foods and create rules, they actually become top of mind for some people sometimes. Then once we have kind of went through the restriction and the deprivation starts to increase, eventually we binge. So we overeat due to the mental and physical backlash. We eat past a point of comfort and we can feel out of control with food. And we may feel temporarily better when we feel like stuffed and comfortable. But then after that, about an hour later, we might feel guilt and shame starts to set in. And we start to tell ourselves we need to cop on, we need more discipline, which leads to another attempt to strictly control our calories again. So, what is the cost of the restrict binge cycle? Well, first of all, if you are in this cycle, it's going to have an effect on your energy levels. There's also going to be an obsession with food that takes away from other areas of your personal development and your progress in your life as well, and in the gym as well. Because if you're constantly binging and restriction, you're not really fueling your body to perform. Then we have more stress, frustration in your life as well, and avoiding social events because of the fear of losing control or maybe the fear of gaining some fat. So here's some things you can work on to overcome it. First of all is letting go of the calorie tracking. And there might be a fear for you if you have been calorie tracking for a while and you kind of use that as your source of control. But think about it like this. Has it really been serving you that well if you've been in this cycle? It's a almost like a false sense of control. So, but it can still be scary to let it go because you do fear that fat gain so much. So, but the goal is to get back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues. And we use something called the hunger scale. So the hunger scale is where we rate how like hungry or full we are on a scale of 1 to 10. And with the hunger scale, we're normally looking to stay in between like 3 to 7 if we are struggling with the restrict binge cycle or any kind of overeating. We also want to improve our emotional regulation skills. So you aren't just using food to cope with all your emotions. So you want to think about things that help you to regulate other than food and start to implement them into your routine. It's really, really important to create filling meals and structured meal patterns to support your body's needs rather than trying to chase your tail by skipping meals, overly restricting to then falling back into binging again. And if you haven't seen my recent podcast with Shannon Beer on compassion, I would recommend going into it because compassion can be seen as something that's just being about being kind to yourself or letting yourself off the hook. But when I say cultivating compassion for yourself, it's actually about being honest with yourself and addressing the problems, problem solving, self-reflecting, being curious about your behavior and doing what's right for you. So facing the issue, making it a priority rather than avoidance. And a lot of people that are in the restrict binge cycle at the moment, the reason they stay in it is because the avoidance of the problem. So some tips, stop banning foods and creating rules. So give yourself unconditional permission to eat all foods. Now that might sound really, really scary if you're hearing that for the first time. Letting go of these bans and these rules, you think that these help you stay in control or help you with your diet in general, and giving yourself unconditional permission to eat foods, you might think, oh, well, then I'll eat even more, and where it's normally not the case. So focus on fueling your body for performance and health rather than punishing it. So we want to focus on nourishment. Respect for our body is something that I really prioritize with my clients. Let's actually start putting respect for ourselves first. Then we have remove the good food, bad food mindset. So online, you'll have a lot of people who are fear mongering over different types of foods. This can have an effect on how we feel when we have these foods. So it can be a good idea to remove kind of any judgmental labels that we attach to food, because they change our experience of them then as well. If I think like chocolate is bad when I have chocolate, or if I think chocolate is dirty, which is a negative kind of association with it, I am probably going to feel worse after I have that feel because of the label that I've attached to it. So rather than seeing food in isolation, zoom out and think, I suppose there's no one bad food doesn't make a bad diet. These are some clients that I wanted to kind of show you an example of that kind of struggle with perfectionism and the restrict-binge cycle when they started coaching. Both of them, their big goal was to feel better in their body, to feel more confident in their body. And they wanted to lose fat, which I completely understood. And I said, that's no issues that you wanted to lose fat. What we need to do though right now is put respect first. As a result of putting respect first in the health focused behaviors, we overcame the binging, and as a byproduct, they both lost fat as well. So we improved their emotional regulation. We got them more in tune to their body. We pushed their strength training hard as well because they were actually fueled for performance. So they were able to perform at a higher level in the gym, and the whole quality of life got better. Both of these clients still enjoyed their social life while getting these results. As you can see here on the left, improved their mindset drastically, felt more disciplined, and like learned a lot about training, nutrition, and mindset. And then on the right, got really used to actually understanding their emotions on a deeper level and being able to actually be in control of them. A lot of guys have incorrect beliefs about their emotions, and that is one of the reasons actually why they stay stuck in the restrict binge cycle. So just to finish off, you don't need more restriction. You need better regulation of your hunger and fullness cues, and better regulation of your emotions. If you are interested in working with myself on this problem, feel free to reach out on Instagram at Coach Dermo. I've helped a lot of people who have struggled with perfectionism, or no mindset, and the restrict binge cycle. And it's truly rewarding when you fix this, because this isn't just a short term fix. This is a long term fix that's going to have a deep impact on your quality of life. Your relationship with food is such an important thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Any feedback is welcome. Drop any comments below of what you like from the video, etc. And I'll chat to you soon.